easy to mention. As I watched a little bit of the Thunder during the playoffs, I know it's easy to mention the importance of CP3, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and even Dennis Schroeder off the bench. But it was Danilo Gallinari that stood out the most for me. Being 6'10" and being able to shoot the ball, handle the ball, and finish around the rim whenever he did drive in, I couldn't just help to notice how versatile his game was and how it caused major trouble for opposing teams' defenses when he was the third option. As I was looking over the draft to see if there was any prospects similar to Danilo's game, I really wasn't able to find any player until one prospect just screamed out to me, and he was Killian Tillie. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you guys like this type of content, please support and subscribe. We're on the grind to 1500 subs. But anyways, getting back to the video at hand, Killian spent 4 seasons with the Gonzaga Bulldogs, and in the past season, he averaged 13.6 points, 5 rebounds, and 1.9 assists per game on 53.5% shooting from the field. Now when we look at Killian's offensive game, he has a little bit of everything in his bag, and Gallo is in the same fashion. So the first element that I want to pay attention to is his shooting. Killian is a really good 3-point shooter. He has a really nice form, his jumper isn't flat, and he isn't hesitant to shoot either. Now I know that some people may say that only attempting 3.8 threes per game might not be that much. But to those people, I would say that the reason he probably didn't attempt that many threes is how Tillie offers so much more than just being a spot-up shooter. And he shows this especially through the post. Killian, along with being a really good shooter, is a really good decision maker when it comes to posting up. After watching the tape on him, I noticed that there are 3 moves that he loves to use. The first one, and this isn't anything too special, but it's a simple back down into a post hook. The second post move, which is a little bit more advanced, is him doing a 2-dribble back down into a post fade. While I'd personally prefer to see my forwards just back down to get a simple post hook, this post fadeaway that he has will be really useful when it comes to potentially being guarded against taller and more athletic big men. But probably out of all the moves that he has in the post, the one move that I love the most is actually how he's able to pass it out of a quick sudden double team. We saw it in the Nuggets-Clippers series, how much of a change Jokic was able to do when he was able to pass it out from a quick double to wide open teammates and cutting teammates. Now Killian will nowhere be near Jokic's passing or vision ability, but Killian just being able to find an open teammate off a double and being able to pass it to that teammate is big in itself. But the part where he gets the Danilo comparison is by how Killian moves very fluid on the court whether he has a ball or not. There's been many times this past season or even the seasons before where Killian has brought the ball up and drove in either to create a shot for himself or for his teammates. And the thing that I noticed with him driving in is that it isn't pretty. He isn't that explosive or that athletic. But like Jokic and Gallinari, they don't make their moves pretty either, but it's effective. And this is the same case with Killian. When he's handling the ball, he keeps it simple. He doesn't drive in to do any type of fancy dribbling or anything like that. Just a simple crossover to get to the rim and finish. And he finishes at a high level. Where it comes from him driving to the paint or doing a post hook or even a fade, Killian shot 64% around the rim. Killian certainly has a little bit of everything on the offensive end, but there's 2 sides to basketball. You can be extremely talented on the offensive end, Michael Porter Jr., but it won't mean nothing if you can't play defense. Now with Killian, I can't lie, he won't become an amazing defender or anything like that because of the lack of athleticism and the top-notch speed that he lacks. But with Killian, I will say this, he plays defense very fundamentally. What I mean here is that Killian knows all the rotations to make on the defensive end. He knows where his positioning has to be on a pick and roll defense, and he makes sure to communicate on the defensive end. But the one thing that I really love about his defense is how Killian seems to always go up with his hands straight up when trying to make a contest. I cannot count how many times in the playoffs where free throws have been given up because of how a defender cannot keep his arms up straight when trying to make a contest. I know that sometimes it may lead to a highlight play being given up, but it's these types of players that you need on your team who are willing to make these types of contests. Killian Tillie, despite the all-around game that he has, doesn't have much noise surrounding him, and it's largely due to his old age, the lack of athleticism, and speed, but I'm telling you, just keep an eye on him. It could be due to the small school syndrome that nobody talks about him either, but his game can and will easily translate to the next level. Let me know what you guys think. Until next time, peace.